Welcome to the SID's View podcast.
That always makes me excited.
It's fluttery.
It makes you, quote, excited.
I don't know what it is.
I think I'm going to stop doing it.
Yeah, please.
Gets the blood flowing.
Yeah, no, my nips got hard and stuff.
Oh my God.
Here we are.
Easy.
All right, so
Bring it back.
What are we talking about?
what are we talking about here? Oh my goodness.
Ooh, what an open.
We need that to be. Go back to that. I gotta fix that. What was that little flutter?
Sid, you
laugh?
been watching any of the World Series?
Oh
We
my
haven't-
God, the Yankees are so bad.
Did you see the bet on what's his name, Freeman, last night?
Dude, last night I had the Yankees and the Giants.
Yeah, you lost both bad.
Absolute disaster. The Celtics won.
Did the Yankees come back?
No.
Because I fell asleep. It was like 4 or 5-0, something like that.
4-0.
4-0.
Some dude hit a meaningless home run late in the game, but
Yeah, it was,
Dude, and the Mets took him to a 6-game series.
I know.
Imagine if it was the freaking Mets in there.
Imagine that, huh?
My friends would be going ballistic. They love the Mets. I never really understood why.
I don't even watch baseball anymore.
I
I don't.
Well, I got YouTube TV, and they don't have the Yes Network. So
Listen,
I
my
think I
wife-
watched like 3 Yankee games all year.
Rachel is so bad that this Red Sox, that Ellsbury left for the Yankees. She stopped watching.
Oh my God. She should be happy. He came to us, and it was the worst contract in the history
perfect.
of sports. Yeah,
Perfect.
he was terrible.
Oh, she was so upset that he left the Red Sox. But back then, when you were a Red Sox fan with Veritek, all of them,
Yeah,
it
it
was
hatred.
It was hatred.
Yep.
Closing in on a minute to go here.
Yeah. Never was huge on baseball. That's what I call it. America's ass time.
What?
Oh, my lord.
You too busy watching NASCAR practice on the You freaking tool.
It's like, did you guys? I do watch NASCAR practice though.
Such a dork.
You know what? I have Mav TV. They had the Winchester 400 on the
yeah.
other day. You get Mav?
I used to watch Matt all the time.
Oh man, I went to my wife. Like, we got to watch this. I'm like, hell yeah, we got to watch this, right?
I used to watch the Pinty's series on it,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
kind of crazy.
Oh,
I was like,
really?
this
How about
is nuts.
Medora?
I miss the
Yeah.
Pinties.
Yeah. The great part is a lot of those guys pitted next to us at New Smyrna, like Nason and those guys. I had no idea who they were.
Yeah.
I conversated with his father the whole week. Nice family.
Is conversated a word? I thought it was just
Conversated? I don't know.
conversed.
Conversed.
Don't matter.
Here we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Man Cave for the next edition of the SID's View podcast. Limited amount of things going on, but we have plenty to talk about. My man Diego's in the house. What's up, brother?
Yo. Super happy to be in the house tonight. Speedbowl happened last week. Open races. We got some goodies.
All right, our girl Rem is over here on the controls, ready to go.
Am I going to be the one doing this?
Well, I was going to call up Ron Silk, but I think he's in the trailer still at Martinsville, and he is not in a good mood.
Yo! It's a beautiful Tuesday. I'm here with my boys. Let's do this.
All right, my man Fro is down there in the bullpen looking like a hard ass.
What up, everybody? It's your man, Rob. Halloween's right around the corner. But the only thing haunting me is the fact that the 2024 racing season is just about 6 feet deep.
Yeah, always a dark little soundbite by our man Fro. And listen, happy to have everybody with you. If you want to be joining the fun in the live chat, you got to go to youtube.com/sidsview/join. $4.99 a month. Not only can you participate in our Who Won the Week segment later on in the show, but you can also get some bonus content on Thursday. And we are thrilled to have in the Grand Prix, Seekonk Grand Prix. Man, I am stumbling today.
That's all right.
The Seekonk Grand Prix hot seat, and we have our man David Arute in the house. What's up, my man?
What's going on? Thank you guys for having me down here. Excited to be part of this podcast. It's been a blast watching you guys.
Yeah, we are having fun already. We got some good stuff already on the tapes for Thursday. We want to make sure we thank our friends over at Monaco Ford for another week of the results ticker. We'll have the top 5 in all the events that happened this past week on the bottom of the screen for you. And listen, we got some hot news right out of the gate here. Shortly before we went live, Race Day CT posted that Tom Fox.
It's the hot seat.
Tom Fox resigned from Waterford Speedway as the director of competition after 12 seasons. And I got to tell you, a little bit of a shocker, I have to say. Was not expecting that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we spoke about it in the past. You know, Tom Fox has been a staple in racing in New England for as long as I can remember as a kid.
Yeah.
And, you know, him and Stafford have been, you know, hand in hand over the last couple of years. It's been a good relationship, I think.
Yeah.
But, you know, listen, all good things have to come to an end sometimes, right? I mean, not everything lasts forever. And with recent events lately, you know, it's hard for me to say what was going to happen. You know, like we had spoken a little bit earlier. Stafford, their program is here. And we've talked about it, how Waterford, I love the bowl. The unfortunate part is that Stafford is probably one of the premier short track tracks in America.
For sure.
They happen to be our neighbor.
Yeah.
So it makes it real hard for the Speedbowl, you know. So with that being said, you know, they have a reputation to live up to at times. So I wasn't sure how or what was going to happen with this whole deal. But, yeah, some unfortunate breaking news today. And, you know, Stafford has some work to do. And
well, to your point, real quick, I
Yeah.
mean, when I first read that, that's what I thought too, is that, they're concentrating on Zach's racing career now.
that's,
Yeah.
you know, I knew that they wanted to go to Stafford at some point.
Yeah.
And I know there was rumbles of that. And I knew it would be a conflict with him running
Yeah.
the track and crew chief and his kid. You know, that's a hard deal. How do you do that?
Right.
And obviously Stafford's the mecca, right? So if you want to win an SK race and you do it at Stafford, you've done something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so
I don't know. Is the heat on over here? I mean, it's pretty dang hot.
It is-
over
it
here.
is
I don't know.
hot seat,
well,
yeah.
you know, listen, it's part of what's happening today, right? I mean, it's today's world. Yeah.
I feel it for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess one thing. I mean, it seems like you guys got me on the show tonight just for this. Is that really what happened?
No, this is crazy
I mean,
how
I thought
this
you were going
all.
to talk about me or something.
No,
but-
I swear we were surprised. I promise.
All right. But I mean, in all honesty, Tom Fox has been a massive part of Stafford Speedway. It's been 12 great years. I mean,
Hell yeah, man.
I've grown up with him at the Speedway. I grew up. I was 18 when he first started there. I'm now 30, right? So he's been there for a long time, and a lot of that has happened at Stafford Speedway is because of him, and he's a part of that.
Yeah.
And I think he resigned today just because he wants to focus more on Zach, his family. I mean, it's not a spot you want to be in. You don't want to be the director of operations and have 150 people calling you because they don't like something in the rules or they didn't like a call on track. Like, you can only deal with that so many times before
Yeah.
it's just too much. It's just too much of a toll, and it just has taken too much. And he's been a massive part of Stafford Speedway. There's so many things that he's been a part of to help us succeed. Like, yes, the Arute family, my family, owns the Speedway. But on Fridays, there's 75 other people there that make Team Stafford. Like, as much as people always comment on Facebook, oh, Team Stafford, it's like, yes, no, there's actually a team. Like, there's 75 people that make us succeed.
Damn, 75?
There's tons of employees. Like, it's not just one person. It's a group effort, and he was a massive part of that group.
Yeah. So we were trying to pick your brain a little bit about this, and we were like, oh, let's save it for the live show. But can you just talk about a little bit about, like, what's the process for you guys now? How do you go about replacing somebody like Fox that's been there for so long?
I mean, that's going to take a while. You can't just find someone down the road and say, hey, you got to fill these shoes, because it's a big pair of shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not someone you find someone in the TV studio say, hey, guess what? You're in this role now. And all these people are going to call you because you have to know your stuff. Like, you can't just be thrown out there. There's a lot more that goes into his role than just the rule book. There was race operations. There was day of racing stuff, like weather. Like, he was always a part of those calls. And it just, maybe we're not going to replace him right away because there's not someone there to replace him with. Like, maybe we'll have someone come in to learn about the Speedway. Like, he knew, like I've joked, like, I know everything at the track. Like, he knows where a lot of the stuff is too. Like, we need that person that is the helping hand on Fridays that makes it so there aren't problems. Like, make this problem disappear before anyone else sees it. So it'll be a tough shoe to fill for sure. Hopefully, maybe someone will call and be like, "Oh, I want that spot. I want people to complain to me." Like, but it's not
It's
happen.
really a thankless job.
No.
Yeah.
Except for you guys, because it's somebody that you guys can lean on. But
Yeah, definitely.
one of those thankless jobs that everybody loves to be mad at him. But, he has to go home at the end of the night, and, everybody's bitching at him. Why did you do this? Why did you park me? Why didn't you?
I'm not going to lie. I've complained to him a couple of times, too. I'm a racer, so.
Yeah, it's one of those thankless jobs, man. I mean, I said it before, like, my brother had that job around the Speedbowl. He's like, man, I didn't realize how many people complain.
Everyone thinks they can do it until they're in the seat and doing it, and
He's
it's
like,
not what it was.
They all complain. It's like they're not even happy to be here. I don't get it. You know what I mean? But
Right. Well, luckily for the track, I mean, it happened at least a somewhat opportune time, right? Like, you don't have to just throw someone in there because you got, till basically the end of next April? I mean, ideally, you want to figure it out before that, but
ideally,
you got
figure
time.
it out this winter. Luckily, it's during the winter.
Right.
But he's been a massive part of Stafford Speedway. He always will be. Everything's on good terms. And he's just, I think, like you said, Diego, he's looking to focus on Zach's racing. Yeah. I'm sure Zach will end up racing at Stafford soon. And like we've said previously, it's like you want to race at Stafford, and he understands that he can't be in that role and also be competing.
Right.
It's a difficult spot to be in for sure.
Right. All right, so things will be changing at Stafford.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's gonna be a different look. Yeah,
that's to me, it's still it's unbelievable. That everything transpires the way it does. I always believe everything happens for a reason at times. And obviously, for whatever reason that he resigned, because Stafford has had an unbelievable run, and we're fortunate to have Tapley there for a long time.
A lot of great people.
Yeah, to show the way, then the Fox to show the way. And, you start thinking a little bit that, and that's not just because Dave's here, it's because the people that own the place that make these people better, if that makes sense, right? So it comes from the top. I'm sure the next person that comes in to fill the shoes there will be quite qualified.
Hopefully. I hope so.
So, good luck to you guys on that. But
it's part of the job, right?
What a better way to break the show in.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Welcome.
God, Dave Arute, the big news.
All right, let's get to it here. Our girl Rem is ready to roll. She's got this week's Belltown Motors weekly updates.
All right. So, sorry. I wasn't ready for that musical tone, but here we are. So, Speedbowl Smacktoberfest was this Saturday. Let's talk about the winner, shall we?
Let's go.
Open Street Stocks winner was Ryan Lynham.
Hey, didn't start on the pole.
Yep.
Dude, wait, hold on.
You were there, were you not?
Hell yeah.
All right.
Listen, I wasn't going to go, then I was going to go, and then Emma's boyfriend, Aaron, was racing. So I said, hi. These guys are putting
Who are you fooling? There's no way if there's something going on at the bowl, you're sitting home.
You're always going to be there.
No way.
Plus, I'm like 3 minutes down the road.
There's no way that's happening.
And I got a chance to take my Mustang out for a ride. But Lynham, boy, I don't care. Glue Chalky's down there. That car is really, really sick, too.
Yeah.
They can't catch Lynham.
They can't.
Did you go?
No.
Oh, my God. Dude, listen, that car is in a league of its own. And they're actually, like, mad at the driver's meeting, and they're talking. I was at the driver's meeting, and they're mad because Ryan Lynham's making guys not show up. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you could do what me and Sean used to do. Just wreck his ass.
Solve the problem.
Right.
That's the end. It's a free game now. Sean used to pull in there, and a Daryl guy would be lapping everybody, and I'd be sitting in the infield. He'd go, Diego, I said, what? I think I'm going to go out and take the leader out. Sure enough, here comes the leader. By the end of the race, Sean's getting choked in the infield.
You guys always put on a show. That's
Hell yeah.
But anyways, great job by Lynham. I wish there was some more competition for him, but it is what it is.
He won now officially every open street stock race at the bowl this year, right?
Yeah,
Every
swept
single
them.
one?
I think there was 4 of them.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. And they paid decent. I think there was like $1,200 to win.
Oh, not bad.
Was it really?
I think so.
I think I
Wow.
saw that. It was actually a pretty big purse.
Right. Could you imagine $1,200 or $1,500? I mean, that's what the SKs
That's
are
pretty
making. Right.
Yep.
Good.
Other cars should try putting a huge ass wing on and see what'll happen. I mean, that seems to be working out pretty well for
He's
him.
got like the shark fin. down
Yeah,
the
it's
side
got
and
like
everything.
4
Yeah.
little prongs in it. It's crazy.
Yep.
Open mini stock winner Cameron Sontag.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know,
no offense, never heard of him.
Are you kidding me?
No. Where's he
dude.
from?
Hey, he's from I'm going to say Massachusetts or something.
So-
I have no idea. I know one thing though. That car had on. Not only was it bad fast,
Yeah.
it had 4 brand new chrome rims on it, and they just glistened in the
Beautiful.
sun. But Hi-Ho Silva,
Yeah, finished second.
yeah, he led a good portion of that race, and then that 13 car just caught him, went by him. But I was there to watch my man Silva is one of the main reasons, and Plyman's run. So
I got a question if I can. What makes an open mini stock?
I don't know.
Honestly, I have no idea.
Like,
I'm
is
just
it
like,
just
oh,
a
it's a
mini
small
stock
car. It probably can run.
race?
no, so they must have maybe a 12-to-1 motor.
Oh, they changed some stuff up.
Yeah, they must
Okay.
have an open rule book, right? Because the foreign cars like these Hondas and Acuras, they're all so fast.
Yeah.
The 13 is a Mustang, and whipped their asses.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe it because these foreign cars usually you can't beat them.
Right.
And Tommy's was a foreign car, and that thing was real fast. So, yep.
All right.
Trying to sneak in a drip of water there.
Yeah, a little bit. But it's okay. Full size enduro winner was John Yagman.
Yagman. Legendary guy.
Dude, guy hasn't been there in a while.
I know. All-time wins leader in the Super X cars.
The 9, right?
Yeah. He is I was thrilled. I didn't even know he was racing. I was thrilled when I saw that he won.
Mm-hmm.
He was he's the exact type of competitor that made Wild and Wacky Wednesday awesome
Right.
in the early days.
Him
He had-
and Duke Place.
Right.
And,
Just
Oh, Duke
lo-
Place.
loads
Yeah,
of,
right.
I used to always go to those wacky
Yeah.
ones.
yeah,
Loads
dude,
of
like Duke
personality.
Place with cigarette out of his mouth, wheeling the hell out of
Yeah.
the thing.
Rob, you know how much you enjoy Heyman's Victory Lane, right?
Oh yeah, haven't. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, Yagman.
Oh,
was,
Rich
Oh,
Hammond.
he was like the
Hammond,
pioneer of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I was like, who the hell's Haymond?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Raymond Law Firm.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking,
No,
too.
I crossed up. Yeah, my bad. But Yagman was like that, where every time he was in Victory Lane, he was always never really long-winded, but
Nope.
was always entertaining. To
Always
hear.
fast,
Yeah,
too.
and always fast.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's what racing has come to now, though. Guys like him,
Yeah.
they just run in enduros. They can't even afford to build.
Right.
Not that he can't afford to, but the cost for these divisions.
Right.
Right. It's obviously going.
Yeah,
up.
for sure.
Compact enduro winner, Albie Ovitt. And then
Wait,
51 cars.
dude, do you know who Albie Ovid is?
I've heard that name before. He's
God, the guy's him and Renfrew were teamed up forever.
yeah.
My brother had to battle those guys. Albie Ovid would come out with these street stocks that were just super next level.
Like they were super late model style street
Super.
stocks.
Yes, these guys would come out and just totally smash them now. Albie Ovid, I'm not even going to lie to you. When I was having questions about building my kid's street stock, truck,
Yep.
the first person I messaged was Albie Ovid.
No kidding.
And he was the guy that sent me whatever I wanted. And do you know, my race truck was bad fast.
Right.
Okay. And so congratulations. He's making a little career.
He wins a lot. He
Right.
won the Thunder Road Enduro this summer, I think. I
Yeah.
watched that. I don't know why, but I watched the entire thing on flow. I'm like, this is so entertaining.
Right,
Like,
right. This guy's making a career
yeah,
now
it's
out
awesome.
of running
Hey,
enduros.
you could do it.
So
Yeah.
Mitch said in the chat that Albie asked to start last and lapped almost the whole field.
That's awesome.
Up to third.
Isn't
Wow.
that crazy?
He's still
That's great.
insane, even in the enduros. And see, I was so sure that was going to be Alan Coates Jr. in the 27 because he's won the last two and he finished outside the top 40.
That's
Exactly why I didn't
Outside
pick for
the
that
top
race.
40.
Yeah. Right, literally.
yeah, that's unbelievable, man.
So we had a scary little incident here in this enduro race. Rem, you want to fire this up? This is from Nick Tito here. He got these videos up for us quick. And
That gray 69X.
there's our boy Bearball.
Wow, that's ominous.
67X.
Look at this.
Oh,
Sounds
this
like
is
it's in a
78.
cathedral.
Look at
Oh,
this thing.
Oh boy,
And we have a
Fire
fire
in
off
the
turn
hole.
number 4.
it's
Yep.
in the pit.
how does that happen? That's in the car.
Right, that's
Yeah.
not
Next to
good.
him.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah,
Now,
yeah,
we do
yeah.
ask that you stay away from that area. Allow the track
so,
to do
right?
the work that it
Get
needs
out
to
of there.
do.
Listen to Barrable.
I know. I love
Yeah.
Dave's booming voice in that.
I love the guy.
It's in a church or something.
Wow.
Oh man.
That's insane.
What else you got?
But yeah,
Ryan?
those enduros, you're lucky to catch any of the wrecks, really, because it's all the actions. Like,
Yeah.
they were by far the hardest thing to film the whole
Dude,
year.
back in the day when we used to run those, there was like 70 cars.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
literally, dude, you were shaking in your boots. I remember I hit a car on the front stretch, full speed. I thought it was going. I
Right.
was on the outside. I had tire marks on my windshield.
Man, dude.
Dude, and it's not like the lettering on those cars is high art or anything. Like, you're losing the
Wait,
leader really
The
often.
fun part about those cars, though, is almost every time, and this I know I'm speaking for the field. Like if we were to build a car here and said, okay, we're gonna have a Sid's View podcast enduro car, we should do it,
We should.
right? One of you guys, I forgot to get in it.
Remy.
No, Sid,
Remy,
we'll
come
call you
on, come
first.
on, Sid.
Well, let
I'll do
Sid get in first, and we could paint it all up.
Right.
It's just such a fun thing to do. I'm not driving. I'm not going to drive an
You're not
enduro.
gonna drive it?
No,
Crew chief.
Well, we need someone to spec out the car, Diego. We don't know anything
I
about
don't know
that.
anything either.
You at least have driven a race car.
So next year we'll do it. But
Right.
part of the enduro process is families get together, they paint the cars, they have a bunch of fun. It's a lot of
Right.
fun to do, and sometimes that's never spoken about. They should have like a best appearing for enduro cars. They may have had that, but
Yeah.
it'd be a lot of fun to do stuff like that.
Yeah, they are. There are some creative schemes out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
I like when the people have the cones on the top or the lights. Like,
Yes.
Yes.
make it
Right.
something
Yeah,
special.
right. It's
Yeah.
something cool to do.
I see like the big sign right up the top, and I'm like, "That's Arrow.
Yep.
That's Arrow. That is at 60 miles an hour."
All
yeah.
cool
Yep.
until the fire melts them away.
Right.
Get out, Sydney, now! All right.
Truck / SUV enduro, Devin Murby. And then ladies enduro winner is Erica Canfield.
Erica smoked them in that race.
Oh, listen. She was I stayed
flying.
for that race.
Yeah, she was flying.
She was crushing them.
Yeah.
And I think the guy's name is, you remember Jim Bavalacco?
Yeah.
That was
That's
his
his car, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, good old Jim Bavalacco used to race streeters way back in the day.
He does. He in the open race. He's been, or maybe he did some enduros. early
He's
in
done the
year.
compact enduros
Yeah,
all
okay.
year.
I thought I've seen him.
I still don't understand. He's in the points race for compact enduro. I don't know why there's a points.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
points race.
I don't
Points
understand.
racing for enduro.
That's
Yes,
news to
I'm like,
me.
that's what I'm saying. What is going on here?
No need for that.
Right.
No.
It's a little much.
It is. I asked Glenn Merriam. He's not running. He's like, well, Diego, I'm not going to run the full size. I'm like, well, I picked you. He's like, well, I'm in the points for the compact. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? I mean, like, what?
I mean, like, imagine,
I thought it was about
dude,
chasing trophies here.
Right,
what are we
right.
doing?
Like, imagine you're getting lividly angry over like the officiating of the enduro because you're second in points. It's like, oh, they
No.
said 3, 2, 1, go on the wrong timing or something
No,
like
I
that.
do
Like,
get a little pissed when the red flag comes out early. I mean,
I do
part
too.
of the race,
is that it doesn't stop.
it doesn't stop.
You got to dodge the cars that are broken.
You
Right.
got to dodge the cars. That's what makes the enduro fun.
I'm telling you, the red flag should have like a Progresso logo or a State
Right.
Farm. Like that's,
Right.
that's why
Yes.
that's why you're seeing them.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
What are we talking about?
Go ahead, Rem.
All right. So let's go to Martinsville for the NASCAR modified. The winner was Justin Bonsignor, while he also won the championship.
Yeah,
Did you guys watch it?
I did.
Oh, he was
He was dominant. I was happy for
he
him.
was dominant coming
Yeah,
back through the
smoked him.
field.
Yeah.
Smoked him.
Yeah, they lost a little bit on pit road, right? And then
Yeah.
just drove right through the field.
It was touchy though. You see him when he was around Silk.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, listen, Silk.
I felt like they were kind of making it. I mean, as broadcasters, they probably wanted something there, but Silk's their game plan totally backfired. He just looked like he was going backwards.
Right.
Yeah, he definitely was,
Yeah.
but because there was some tension there over the last few races, and
Oh,
Bonds.
listen, if we were filming it, I'd be on the radio. These guys know. Hey,
Right.
all eyes on the 51
Oh,
and
yeah,
16.
exactly.
You know, I'd be all over
Exactly.
that. But I just,
Yeah, Bonsignor looked like he had a car. I mean, he looked like the typical caged animal behind a slow car.
Yeah.
Like trying not to run him over
Yep.
and piss him off because he needed to. And, there was a lot of guys in that race that had really good runs. Catalano early. Like that kid, the 54 has been really good, but Trevor Catalano, he's the real deal. And Luke Baldwin. He had a great run early. I think he faded. I'm not sure where he finished, but I really enjoyed.
He finished 7th.
He finished 7th. I really enjoyed watching the race there, and
Yeah, he was good. I think he felt they, for some reason, pit twice under one caution, and they must have misjudged
Well,
the
they
no,
can't do
stops.
fuel and tires. They gotta do them on
He
separate,
had
right?
a problem with I can't remember. It was like a lug nut or something was
And
wrong.
he pit out of like 3rd at the time.
Yes.
So it's like he lost a lot of spots there and gained a lot back, but he was fast.
Yeah, he was real fast, and he's an up and comer for sure. With his dad.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of good drivers. From a Kennedy to Blewett to a lot of good, and they've been warming Baldwin up with the Smart Tour, and then it was the 602s, and I wouldn't be surprised if Jack is moving on to something and Luke's in that car full time sooner than later for sure.
Yeah, so Keeter is saying in the broadcast that they brought a 18-degree motor. This is Silk's team instead of a spec motor. That was
Right.
the gamble they took, which was a huge swing. And
I'm not sure, listen, I'm sure they have some method to their madness because it's Phil Moran.
Well, they were saying, I guess, that they could have lasted the whole race on fuel. That's what they were saying in the broadcast, right?
Yeah.
But what the flip side is that it was like underpowered, basically. Okay.
Well, it
That's the
had,
argument.
but it had some issue, right? It had some like a fuel pickup issue or something.
Right.
I don't know.
Something definitely happened.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
was
well,
backing up fast.
he really wasn't in the game the
He
whole
wasn't,
race.
no.
It was.
You knew when he stayed out and to get the position and basically went straight backwards. You knew it was just
He
not
couldn't
gonna
get
be
off
his
the
night.
top, and
Yeah.
he's like couldn't even battle anyone. It's
Right.
Like, oh man.
Yeah.
It's not his night. Those nights are the worst. Like you just know it's not your night. But
Yeah.
It's really surprising to me, though. They ended the year. It was just like they were so hot mid-season. They looked unstoppable.
They did.
I mean, they would go to Stafford, and it looked like they were illegal.
You couldn't
Well,
touch
even
him.
Couldn't touch him.
No.
even in the beginning of the year, remember how fast he was at New Smyrna?
Yes.
Right? Then he won the Sizzler, didn't he? Right? I mean, he was
Yeah.
fast all year.
I'm
up
not
until-
sure what's happening there because it's so unlike that team.
Yeah.
And I know it's racing, but to perform that poorly at such a massive event with Ron Silk and Phil Moran, you couldn't predict that to me, right? Because they were probably one of the worst running cars there of all the tour mods.
Well, I think it's just that the gamble they took about
Yeah.
having that different motor, and it just
They were
just
already
didn't-
behind in the championship points, right? So they had to take it.
yeah.
Right.
Correct.
That's true too. I just expected more. I mean, I wanted
Yeah.
to see a slugfest as a
Yeah.
fan.
I also think Bonsignore's team though they got better as the
Yeah.
year went on. I think they moved down south.
Yeah, that may
too.
have helped their
Yeah.
program,
But
huh?
they'd improved a lot the past 4 or 5 races.
Yeah. Really
I guess
have.
that's unfair of me to say about Ron Silk. I just expect, Phil Moran has been the pinnacle of tour type racing, and Ron Silk is just ridiculous in those cars.
Yeah.
So I really expected them to come out a lot better than that. It is what it is, and I guess maybe, I don't know the behind the scenes. Maybe they took a gamble because they knew they had to show up. They knew they had to win pretty much.
Yeah.
And Bonsignor has just been on fire.
So fun fact: Rob and I are interviewing Bonsignor a week from Thursday for the Stefanik doc. So
How cool
heading out
is
to
that?
Long Island to do that. Yeah, should be cool.
Hell yeah, man.
All right. So Hudson Speedway didn't just do 1, but 2 races of the Evolve Pro trucks. Thank you. So here's race 1 winner, Nicholas Franchetti.
Yep.
And then race 2 winner, Randy Burr.
Burr screwed me. I picked him to win the first race. What the
Yeah.
hell are you doing?
Yeah, none of my guys did.
Yeah, I don't think any of us got the Evolve Pro Truck picks right, which is weird because
Yeah.
it seemed like the winners for that race were kind of like there were a couple of guys you were like, all right, like these guys are gonna win at least 1 or 2.
Listen,
Franchetti won the championship as well.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yep.
they had 18 trucks there.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Not bad.
listen, I love
You've
the
been
trucks.
to Hudson? You raced at Hudson?
I never have. Emma has
You went
raced.
there with the.
Oh
whatever?
yeah, multiple. We've been to every track they've been to. We pretty much ran that circuit for a year and a half.
Yep.
It's just, we've talked about travel, but there's something to be said for us. When you race, you love to race in front of your family and friends, and when you go travel to Hudson,
Right.
and it's hard for somebody to travel 3.5 hours to go watch you race.
Yeah.
That was the thing that stunk. It's fun going to different tracks and makes you a better driver, but no fans.
There's not many places for them to sit there.
Where, Hudson?
Yeah, there's not many.
That's a tough place.
Yeah, there's like 3 rows of seats and that's it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, Stafford Speedway announced their 2025 schedule.
Yeah. We'll throw that up there on there. All right, David, let's pick your brain about this thing here.
That's so cool that you guys come out with it so soon, dude.
It gives you guys time to work on a car, decide what you're going to do in 2025.
Right.
Like you see it now, like on Facebook, everyone's selling their cars, trying to come up with game plans.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're waiting all year, all winter to come out with a schedule, what do you do?
So key, man. I wish people would follow your guys' direction because it's awesome.
So I think I did notice. Now you have an extra Monaco modified race, and there's still the Lincoln Tech Open, but overall there's less open shows, right?
So we dropped an open show. So the past couple of years, we dropped one last year.
Yep.
Then we dropped another one this year and changed our GAF Masters race to a Monaco Modifieds race. This year, that race got rained out. I don't know if you remember that one, and it actually raced the following Friday.
Yep.
So we still have yet to try that Wednesday show. So that's on a Wednesday. Really wanted to try. That's one of my crazy ideas.
Yeah.
Right.
Really wanted to see if that would work out in Stafford on a Wednesday. So it'll be interesting to see if that does work out. But yeah, we dropped one open race. Just not enough cars anymore to pick from. Like last year, this year, 2024, if I wanted to, I could have raced at 54 different events.
I know.
With my car.
Mm.
There's
Yeah,
just
it's crazy.
way too many. So
It's oversaturated,
Right.
right?
And we had that discussion really early on in the season about
Yeah.
how if there were too many open mod shows, you're kind of like diluting the quality of each event. So I'm interested. It's interesting to see that actually come to fruition. Yeah.
I got a
That makes a
question.
difference, though.
I don't see my man Cletus up there this year.
Yeah, he's not. So this is our race event schedule. So this is for our season pass holders. This is what their season pass is good for.
Oh, okay.
Cletus is still coming back. There's that Friday off in July.
Yep.
Don't mark my date. I think it's July 9th.
Yep.
No, it's the day. It's the 18th and 19th. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the days after
Wednesday
the
the
Masters.
16th. Right. Yep. Okay.
Then we're also taking a Friday, the 4th of July off, and we're racing Thursday, July 3rd.
I did see that.
Just racing on 4th of July weekend or the 4th of July is not a good plan. It's just
Right.
not. That's when a lot of people have plans. They want to go to a cookout, they go on a lake, go on some travel. It's just not good for a business like ours to race on that day. So we're going to try out and see if Thursday the 3rd works.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
All right. The other thing I wanted to always pick your brain about is the fall final used to always be the last race, and now you have a champions night after that for a final Friday night. So explain that decision into
Yeah. So pre-COVID, right? So all this COVID changed the
A lot, right?
entire business model, right? The entire racing business model. We changed it to a 2-day specifically for ticketing, so we could have the rainouts if we need it, this and that. But then we also thought about it, and having the fall final be the championship decider, it didn't give our competitors that race 22 races all year the time to celebrate, right? We
Right.
want them to have the time in victory lane with their crew, with their teams, to celebrate and not have to push them off to get the next race on track because we're under a time crunch to get to X time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you want to give them the spotlight
You want to give
after
them the
being
spotlight.
loyal to the
How
track.
much time
right?
have they spent at the Speedway? Like their
Right.
whole summer, their whole year they spent
Right.
here. We want to give them the time to not only take in the championship, but with their crew, with their team, and not get forced right off the track. So we came up with that championship Friday night a couple of years ago now, and it just seems to work out. Like it's actually a good turnout for fans. The fans come out, they get to see just those 5 divisions, and the champions are not worried about, what tours or what this and that.
right.
Right.
It's just our classes, which is really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and the fall final is like it's a race.
Yes.
It's not necessarily a weekend event, so to speak.
Yeah, it's still a lot of people still camp and all
Yeah.
that. It is. We still do have the Friday before, but it's a separate ticket. It's a
Yeah.
whole separate event. It's no longer the qualifying on one day, in which me as a racer, I've been to a couple events now that it's 2-day shows. It's like, that's like Waterford a couple weekends ago was 3 days. There was practice on Friday,
Right.
Saturday, Sunday. It's like, oh my goodness, like back and forth, back and forth.
Right.
It's nice to have a 1-day event for those tour teams, them open modified teams for the fall final, and the Sizzler the same.
So in the Sizzler, you're doing the duels again?
So if you read between the lines,
Yeah. Put that up there
This
again.
is
duels,
great.
we're not actually having open modified duels anymore. That is
Okay.
Wow.
SK
Oh,
lights.
SK light duels. Yeah.
Playing
Okay.
with your eyes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we're eliminating the duels again for the same concept of trying to lower the cost for teams, the tour modified teams. Having 2-day shows is a massive increase in expenses.
Yeah.
Even though we did have the purse for the duels, it wasn't enough to offset that expense. So we're putting it all to one day. It won't be duels. It'll just be the standard heat races and then right to the feature, the consi if need be, hopefully.
Yeah.
But we're eliminating the duels. The duels will be for SK lights. It's going to be 2 20-lap features. So at the fall final this year, I don't know if you remember, we ran 2 15-lap features for the SK lights, and we qualified, I think it was 12 out of each to make a 28-car field, which everyone was asking that we don't start all the cars. And it was
How
a
did that
28
work
car
out?
field. It's fine, but
Yeah.
I mean, starting all the cars is pretty exciting.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's Talladega. Yes.
How do you feel about that? Because I've been curious. I mean, there's clearly 2 teams.
Yeah,
This is too much wrecking, and
So-
teams start them all.
I'm not like I don't know stats for sure, but here's the stats I do know. We have consies 4 years ago for the Sizzler, the first Friday night, and then the third Friday night, and then the rest of the year we don't have full fields for the SK lights because all those guys that go home from the consies that don't get the race, they're like, why am I going to go and not get to race a full
Right.
race? We've started every car for the past 2 years, and
Yep.
the average car count for SK lights is 32.
No, just ridiculous.
It's awesome.
We
Dude,
don't
I was
send
hoping to
anyone
bring back
home.
to 21 means 21.
So I'm hopefully, if there's enough cars, like
Yeah.
maybe that's what we're trying out this format of the duels as if it's like that. There's the
Yeah.
20-lap features, 30 cars, there's 15 in each.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the top 12 move on, and then there's that last chance duel or last chance race on Sunday,
Right.
or is it Sunday? Yeah, Sunday of the Sizzler.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
cool.
it's still the same concept, but another trial, and that's the thing. We could try what we want, right? We went over this, like, oh, what makes a schedule? Like, well, a lot of things get cut before
Yeah.
we're like, oh, that's not a good idea.
Yeah,
or
right,
stuff like that.
right.
So we're gonna try this out and see what happens.
That's awesome.
All right. What else you got, Rems?
So NASCAR released a 2025 Whelen Modified Tour schedule.
You say you want me to throw that up there?
Yeah,
too?
absolutely. Thank you.
right. So I noticed White Mountain. I thought that was pretty interesting.
That's a new one, right?
Yeah, White Mountain's new.
Yeah.
They went there a
And-
couple of years ago.
Well, they did?
Year of COVID, the shortened
Oh, that's right.
season.
Yeah,
I
that's
think they
right.
went up there.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
I remember
right.
there's photos of, remember when we had to wear masks?
Yeah,
in Victory Lane?
100%. You're correct. Yep, yep. And yeah, 3 races at Thompson. I mean, it's relatively similar, I think, to
Yeah.
you know, right? I mean,
I will
Lancaster,
say,
Richmond.
I like New Hampshire being so close to the end of the schedule now. Obviously, that coincides with the National Series racing.
Yeah.
They're on a playoff date now, but that race is always so high drama. I honestly would almost even more like to see it as like the final race.
The thing with New Hampshire that bums me out is, I mean, in the early days of Loudon, like that was the pinnacle of the modifieds. They used to race there like 3, 4, 5 times a year.
Right.
Was that New
At
Hampshire?
Loudon, yeah. They'd have a 40-lap race,
Dude.
a 100-lap race.
That race was always ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think the coolest thing about this, I don't know if you noticed, but North Wilkesboro is on the same day as the Cup All-Star race.
It is.
Oh,
Yeah.
no
yes.
chance.
Yeah, I did know that.
Oh, that's nice.
I hope it's going to be like obviously in front of all the fans. That'd be
Right.
awesome to
Right.
open up that many eyes to modified racing.
Yeah.
Right.
That'd be
Yeah.
huge for that series. That's a big one.
All right. NASCAR also announced Whelen will continue as a titled sponsor of the Modified Tour through the 2029 season.
Ooh.
Also announced was each event will offer at least $11,000 to win and a minimum of $2,000 to start. Championship point fund money will be paid to the top 20 teams at the season's end. And the new agreement is a 250% increase to championship money to the series.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was when they announced that during they were talking about it during the North Wilkesboro race. I don't know how much they were getting paid, but I'm like 11 G's to win is pretty good.
Yeah, my first question is
Right.
how much were they getting paid
Right,
before?
but I mean 11 G's to win seems
Minimum, at least.
At
yes,
least.
That's the lowest the winner's
That's a
purse would
good
be.
purse,
yeah.
right? And $2,000 to start.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good. I mean, that's a good race. What does Tri-Track pay? I know it's a different level, but
They're
what is?
10. They're 10 to win.
Yeah.
Is it
And
Tri-Track?
it's
It
1,000
depends.
to
I mean, the
1,300
Seekonk
to
race in
start.
June was 20 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right.
Gosh, I didn't. You know, I just lose touch of that because I haven't been in the modified world.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money to win. I know the guys up north is his name Dorian?
Oh, Dwyron. Yeah, Joey
That
Dwyron.
dude has just made.
Yeah, they had some serious payouts.
Dude, he's made like a
He
career.
had a 40 grand race.
Dude, a career.
40 grand to win a pass race.
Yeah, but
That's
he's won
insane.
like multiple ones like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, something ridiculous. 10% at one point.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
All right. And then my last news is Melissa Fifield was recently diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yeah, so thoughts to go out to her. My wife, Tisha, is a breast cancer survivor.
Oh, yeah, man.
And I think everybody's had cancer touch their lives, whether it was breast cancer or not. And so hope that she
I'll tell you
kicks
what.
cancer's ass.
That stuff like that will force you to live in the moment
Yeah,
a lot.
for
You know-
sure.
Yeah, and
Changes your life, man.
It really does. So good luck to her.
Yep, 100%. That's it, Rim?
That is it.
Alrighty, because I have a very entertaining little nugget here to share with you as we roll on to the Waddell Communications Nostalgia Nugget.
Isn't it great to witness that in person?
All right, it's a doozy. All right, listen up now. 23 years ago yesterday was the anniversary of when our good friend, the late, great Billy Roberts, erased the tape in the 2001 Late Model Championship. Let me set the stage for you. Going into the last race, which was a 100-lapper for the late models back then, Alan Coates led six-time champ Phil Rondo by 2 points going into the last race of the year. Coates was comfortably ahead of Rondo throughout much of the race until he had to pit for a flat tire with 17 laps to go. Rondo was hanging around in the top 5 as Coates tried to make his way through the field. And then, at the end of the race, there was a chaotic finish where he saw them go almost 4 wide across the track and included Corey Hutchins spinning through the infield. Rondo believed he finished in 3rd place, with Corey Hutchins in 4th and Alan Coates in 5th, which would have given Rondo his 7th championship by 2 points. However, the official scoring the event said that Corey finished in 3rd, Rondo in 4th, and that made Phil and Alan Coates tied in points, and Alan Coates had the wins tiebreaker that would give him the championship. So there was a lot of bouncing around and thinking about what to do, and Billy Roberts said, you know what, I'm going to check out the videotape because the Speedbowl had somebody that stood outside the balcony and filmed the tapes there. And so what I did was, this was part of the Speedbowl documentary, and I also made it into a little segment. The link to this actual full video about this whole story of this scenario is in the description of the video. But I figured I'd let Billy Roberts take it from here and tell us about what happened when he went to get the camera, which was a VHS camera then, to review what happened in the finish.
I rewound the tape, and as they come across, I really couldn't see it. So I rewound the tape again, hit play, which I thought was play, and I hit the record button. And it obliterated the tape.
Out to the stripe, the white flag is in
This
the
is
air.
the
this
original
time
tape.
by. The white flag will surrender to the checker for the final time off of turn
The
number
last
2
lap.
and down the back stretch.
And that's when he
That's awesome.
that's when he hit record.
Division, October 20.
You gotta be kidding me.
But I had a nice view of the desk in front of me up in the tower.
I think he just honestly, in his non-technology fashion, erased the tape. It's like he was trying to do the right thing and up in smoke.
So an incredible finish now.
Kyle Rickey on the
The
mic.
tabulation goes for who is the champion. Is it Phil Rondo or is it Alan Coates?
Next thing I know is the tape got erased. Only from the 4th turn to the 1st turn.
After the fact, I went out and I talked to Phil. And I said, I really was trying to help you out. I says, I was trying to make sure that everything was what the scorers, I said, officially, I have to go with what the scorers called. I says, as a race director, I'm trying to make sure that the call they made was correct. I says, and unfortunately for you, I did a stupid thing.
All right, so real quick
Rest
here.
in peace, Bill Roberts.
Yeah, Bill Roberts. So a couple of things about that. When I was doing the Speedbowl doc and I was trying to get stories, I remember this. I mean, that was my cousin Rich who said that he was trying to do the right thing, and he was racing mini stocks at the time. So I remember this. I was there that night, and always wondered, like, why were they took a long time before they announced that Coates was the champion. And so as I started getting into the process of doing the documentary and start to get to know people, I forget where I was. It was not at the track, but I had the chance to ask Billy Roberts if he would talk about this. And I was kind of nervous about it, because it's not a great moment. It'd be like going up to Tom Fox and saying, hey, you want to talk on camera about what's going on? It's like one of those things. It's like, so he's like, yeah, I don't have any problem talking about it. And I said, really? He says, yeah, listen, it happened. I screwed it up. I didn't know what I was doing. I was trying to, like you just said in the piece you saw. So then when your brother was running the Speedbowl, there was a Connex box that had old programs and tapes and stuff. And he's like, if you want, like, go in there if there's anything for the archives. And in those archives was that tape. And I knew the date because I had already kind of put some of this together.
Yeah, right.
And I knew exactly what that date was. And I saw there was 2001. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Is this the actual tape he pressed record on? And I remember I came home, saw that I had that tape, and I edited that piece probably a year before I finished. Like, that was in part 5 of the 6-part series.
Yeah.
And I edited that like a year and a half before I released that full thing, because I just thought it was such a cool story. And Billy Roberts, Phil Rondo's probably not thrilled with him. And actually, if you go and watch the whole clip, Rondo never raced at the Speedbowl in his own cars again after that. But even in a moment like that, that's probably one of his lowest moments as a race director. He comes off very likable. And to me, that's like a true sense of your character, right?
Yeah, right.
How you come off in your worst moments is really a true reflection of who you are as a person. And so Billy Roberts was just a really super nice guy. And, he blew that call there, but he helped me tell a really great story with that one. It's definitely a memorable moment in
Press
Speedbowl
the wrong
history.
button. That's insane.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's so it's so old school technology.
Bill
too,
was
right?
Bill was a good dude, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great for the Speedbowl, man. He did whatever they needed to do, whether it was Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
That guy
he had a ton of positions over the years.
He did.
Yeah.
Flagger, whatever they needed, he did.
He would do it. Yep, 100%. All right, so listen, we've had a great run, I just have to say, with our friends over at the Yesteryear Racing League. And this is going to be the last time that they will be sponsoring the Stat Chat. But big thanks to them, because they have gone on and off 3 different times over the course of our podcast this year that they did they sponsored the chat. So for the last time in our 2024 season, Yesteryear Racing League will bring us this week's Popcorn Stat Chat.
Oh, is that me? Man, I gotta cut the hair back. Can barely even see my forehead anymore. Sometimes I forget I have a hairline. Anyway. Now, we're getting kind of late in the season, and by kind of late, I mean real late, right? So I think it's late enough to pitch you guys this question.
There we go.
What was the most underrated series or division this year at any track? As in, which division kind of probably deserved a little bit more attention than maybe we or the media gave to it?
Well, two come to mind relatively quickly. It's the limited late models at Stafford.
Yeah, for sure.
I was going to agree with that.
And the mini stocks at the Speedbowl.
That's my two.
Yeah.
Yep.
The mini stocks didn't get any loves, and I know Bonza never let me.
He killed you.
Killed me because I remember when there wasn't many cars, but then it became the division to watch, man.
Right.
There's so many characters in a division. I don't know, man. I agree. Same 2 divisions for me for sure.
The limiteds always get they're left out, and this year they went on a 8-race streak where different winners every week.
Yeah.
And I raced in that division for a long time, and it was the most fun, I thought, for the budget it was, and just sliding around, getting into people, and it's like the most friendly racing there is.
Right.
But they put on a heck of a race every night. And I've gone up to the midway and watched like up by the double hook bar. I'm like, this is nuts. People were on their feet, like standing up watching this race. Like they're so into this. Yeah, they don't get the credit they deserve.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what the best part of that division is there is so many personalities.
Yeah.
Through that, from Hammond to Cormier and the 6 car.
Yeah.
And then the 23, the Gen 6, like he's like kind of like a bad boy, but so fast.
Right.
There's a lot of different characters and personalities in that in the whole division.
Yeah.
And it really made it exciting to watch all the way up into the podium interviews.
Yeah. Right.
Like I'm like, I've been watching the guys. I'm like, yo, shut up. I want to hear what they're saying.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Especially when Rich Hammond's up there. I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah, like I just
boy.
want to hear what they got to say because
Yep.
this is just as good.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I agree too. Two best underrated divisions in my eyes too.
Yeah.
For sure.
Also, Rich, I want to make something clear. I did not draw these trophies here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Come on, Rich, please.
No, they would have been much
Don't
better.
give him the way.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. Damn right. Anyway, I have 3 divisions here. All right. So mini stocks at Waterford was one of them. I know it got some attention sort of interspersed throughout the season because it had those 2 really close finishes, but I feel like it had, at the very least, solid racing all season. I think Waterford's one of the best tracks for the minis.
The best track.
Yes.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry. I didn't want to be mean to the other
Hold
competitors
on,
out there.
and real quick, you know, there's something to said about them because they're also there's something that coincides with these 2 divisions. The minis. They have a lot of great personalities too, from the Dorr family, to the King, to CJ as the old crafty veteran.
Yeah.
There's the one thing they have in common is there's a lot of showmanship in the divisions, each one of them.
Yeah.
And that's what it takes, and I'm sure Dave could tell you, it puts asses in seats.
Right.
Yep.
And it's like watching wrestling, man. Like your little thing on Sid's view at the end with Bavalako versus the King.
Yeah.
And Bavalakos over there going
Oh, yeah,
like this.
the pit party? Yeah.
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
good.
no, listen, it's just great because
You
that's
need the
what
personalities.
you
Right.
need
Right.
them.
It makes
And-
it makes a division.
Yeah, the limiteds up at Stafford have them, and so don't the minis at Waterford. And what do you know? They're some of the best 2 divisions in racing.
Yeah.
For sure.
You
Agreed.
know?
Okay, 2 more. I want to name off. Now you might say there's a little bit of bias in this one, but I'm saying it. The Super X at Waterford is very, very underrated. I think it rivals the Saturday Sunday shows. It really does.
Yeah, the Super X have between guys getting mad about guys cheating
Yep.
and just the rivalries that were built.
I love it, and it's so under the radar too.
Oh yeah, but it's just you see it, and if you know about it and you're watching it, you're like, oh God, here we go.
Yep.
You know, but yeah, I agree.
And my last one is actually not the limited lates, but the regular late models at Stafford. I feel like all the divisions have their little story, like SK Lights, huge car count. Okay, SK Mods, they had the tire rule, so now there's slingshot passing everywhere. Limited lates, the slot machine of winners. Street stocks, you got the wins versus the consistency. And the late models is kind of like, what really comes to mind? But I feel like they had some great shows throughout the year, especially the AZ roofing one there at the end, where Adam Gray got by. I like that. You could say I liked it.
I could agree with you.
Yes.
Right? Just the other day, or it might have been this morning, me and Paul were watching a replay of the late model race. We watched every single lap. Like, didn't even talk to each other the whole. I forget why we even were watching this. It was for something that we were trying to come up with the rules or whatever. And the race finishes. We both look at each other like, "Holy crap! We just watched that whole race again, and that was insane. Like, that was epic. Like they put on some
that's
great
how
shows.
it is in my garage. It's become like, you know, I bitch about being in the garage so much because I don't want to be in there. I have a 6-year-old, but I say to my guys, I want to go in my. I don't want to have to go in, but I don't mind going in when I want to go in, if that makes sense. So Friday night has become Mount Tires, pizza party. All right, when the races start, everybody get in your seats and let's watch the races. And the late models, Fro, were just awesome from the 87 Myers and Adam Gray turning up the wick halfway through the season.
Yeah.
And then you had the drama with the Ferns
Fern
for
drama.
Yep.
a while, and watching Alexandra get her first win because you knew that was coming.
Yeah.
You know, that whole division, I mean, you could say that about all the divisions, not just because Dave's here, but I wouldn't miss an SK Light race.
Right.
SK Lights, I was never a big fan of those cars. I couldn't wait. Obviously, I got a lot of love for Hovey, so I'm always watching for him, and I like Chapman. And just the rivalries that were built, was just awesome to watch. It was a great season to be a fan and sit in the garage and eat pizza and watch racing.
Can I also say, what about the sportsman races at Seekonk? Or is that just me?
No, those are excellent.
Yep.
I think we lack a little bit more of like any of the storylines.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Right. It feels underrated to me, but like over in the area, I don't know if it actually is underrated.
The
You know what I mean?
Speedbowl had a Saturday night off, and after doing this podcast and watching all the videos, I said to my brother, "Yo, you want to go to you want to go to Seekonk?" He's like, "Hell yeah, I want to go to Seekonk." So we made it a whole family affair to head up and watch, and that was. I don't know if I agree with their championship.
Yeah, the chase format.
The chase. I mean, it made it a little interesting because you seen it was starting to get dog world in the future. Like, don't be in front of these guys because they are about to wreck you. But the vibe and the place was packed. Those guys love themselves some racing in Massachusetts for sure, man. I mean, and there's seating all the way around, so there's a hell of a lot more people than you even think there is. Because when you go to get in your car, it was like the old days at the Speedbowl, like, you better leave with 4 to go because I don't want to get stuck trying to get out of that exit.
Right.
That's what it was about. I'm not getting stuck in that traffic. Let's go right now.
Yeah.
But
all right. Next question, I suppose. Now, we talked about this much earlier in the show when we were looking at the schedule. So you guys are hosting, Dave, the July 3rd race on a Thursday, right, as to avoid conflict with the 4th of July. So I want to ask you guys how you feel about racing on not just necessarily the 4th of July, but like national holidays in general. Is it worth it? What are the logistical challenges of that?
I mean, I can give you a historical perspective when it comes to the bowl. Like, up until maybe the 80s, it was a given that if a holiday fell on a weekend, that they would run 2 events. Like, it was, we will race both days at the track. Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day weekend, 4th of July. That meant they would have Saturday and a Sunday event. And they would pack the house, But I just think the world's different now.
Yeah, for sure.
And so now I think it is the complete opposite of that, where you're doing like what you guys decided to do.
I think it also varies so much on your location. Like, if you're a spot where people want to travel to for the weekend, for that holiday, like if you're up in Maine, what do they call Wisconsin, the vacation coast or something like that, maybe they could get away with it because people are on vacation.
Right.
They're down here because you're so close to the shore. People are down on the beach for the day. Like, oh, let's escape the beach and come up here for the night. It's tough for us to run on a big holiday.
That inland track south.
We're farmland. Like, it's tough.
Yeah.
I also think about the traffic I would be in during that time because that wouldn't be a 2-hour drive. That would be probably like 3.5.
I think as a young racer and somebody that's just getting started and that is just sleeping and breathing racing. I mean, not that you don't as you get older. You just want to race. The holidays don't matter.
Yeah.
Right? As you get older and you have, like me with kids, I mean, I love racing, but I also love my time off, because the summer becomes just a grind. The weekly racing is a grind. So when you get a week off, it's almost a relief. Like Timmy said last week, when they would have a rain out, the following week, for some reason, there will always be more mods. Because people had a week off and they said, okay, we want to come back racing now. So for me in general, I like the weekends off.
Yeah.
For a major holiday, I like to go to a picnic and do something different besides racing because I've done it for 30 years. So
I guess to your point though, if there's a big race on a holiday weekend that's been around 100 years, like Indianapolis, like they're going to race on that weekend.
Yeah.
It's going to be packed because they're always on that weekend. Yeah, I've been to that race. Like, I'll travel out there for that race and it happens to be on a holiday weekend. Cool.
Right.
That gives me another day of travel to get back. Like those type of events, I think they could get away with it.
Yeah.
But a small track, if you're not within a vacation area, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, so Tapley had put on this. They had run July 4th this year, and it was their second best attendance of the year.
Right.
On 4th of July. So I mean, I guess as a track owner or promoter, you have to figure out if it makes sense for you.
Yeah.
I guess your location. I didn't even thought
I'm
about
sure
that.
the Vermont versus Connecticut makes a big difference.
It's like we talked about earlier. Like we have ideas we put down. Like do not try that again. Like cross that off the list. Like, Racing on holidays is
on
those,
that.
unfortunately.
Yeah, right. I understand.
Yep. All right. Now let me throw another one at you guys. Using what you saw this year, call your shot on a championship winner for next year in any series, any division, any track.
One?
Yep.
Only one.
Only one?
Only one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, do you go the safe route or you take a gamble?
I'm going to take a gamble.
I'm throwing a Hail Mary on mine too. Remy, go ahead.
You
All
like
right.
the Commanders.
This
go
might
for
be
it.
like not too out, but I say limited late model, Matthew Winter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You keep his head on straight. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He definitely.
You have
He's
to-
been really good.
I'll do you one better. Travis Hydar, limited lates.
Wow.
Dude, those end of the season runs, man. I mean, he learned that car real quick. He was sitting on the podium after what? Not even a handful of races?
Yeah.
I can see it.
I'll stick with the same division then. I'll go with Lavoie.
Oh, you think he's going to run it back?
Yeah, he'll
Crafty
run it
veteran.
back.
Yep.
He always finds a way back up there and
Right.
comes for the champion. If he loses the championship or he'll be up front.
Right. Yeah, he's always knocking
He's
on
a
the door.
veteran.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Diego?
Man. It's damn. I mean, listen, it takes some balls to pick a modified guy at Stafford.
No, right. Especially SKs.
No shot.
There's no shot. But if you wanted to pick a chalk, I think you go with Root at the Speedbowl and the Streeter.
Oh, see, I was
That's
so
not chalk.
confused because
I mean,
you let in with the mod
I'll
pick,
give
and
you
I was
chalk.
like,
well, I don't know if
what,
it's a
Root?
chalk.
It's not chalk.
I guess it's not a chalk. I shouldn't do that because
My picks are going to be chalk.
That's disrespectful to the whole division. But he has a year under his belt.
Yeah.
Right.
He's going to be real nasty and hard to beat. That's going to be mine.
I mean, mine would be chalk, and this is why I win at the pick'ems. But I mean, I would pick Matt Hirschman in the Tri-Track Series or Jason Palmer in the
on.
Speedbowl late models.
Yeah, but that's
my
boring.
God.
I would get him right. But I would win the contest.
So those are your picks, dude. That's lame.
You know what? You're
That's
lame.
that's real lame.
I know. You got to give like a mini stock pick
I
or
was
something.
going to take Mike Christopher.
Right.
I was thinking that.
That's why I
SK.
thought it was goal when you let him with the SK.
That's why I want. But that division is so hard. But if he continues on the pace that he ended the year with, but as you can see, nobody in that division could keep that pace.
It's tough.
It's hard to keep. Everybody looked like they were going to go on a tear.
I know Talman, Di Matteo, they were just off the rip for 3-4 weeks, and then it was like
what, 3 in a row?
Right, yes.
He almost looked unstoppable. Like how you and then, but Mikey did that at the end, but he stayed.
Yeah, he did it a little bit longer.
But he
the rest of it.
stayed.
Yeah.
Yes, and God, he looked real good.
All right, you want me to go out on a limb?
Yeah. Please.
Zach Racer, SK Light Stafford.
Woo!
Wow.
Boy.
Okay.
All right, see, that's what I'm talking about. Sam. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go, buddy.
Big
Yep.
odds.
All right. And so here's my last topic for the night.
Uh-huh.
Why don't people have Halloween schemes for the Haunted 100 this year?
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Well,
Unbelievable. How do you have a race called the Haunted 100 and not have a Halloween scheme? That's like
Right.
going to
Agree.
the Snowball Derby with just a regular paint scheme.
Right.
For real.
You're gonna put a, you're
I didn't
gonna
even
put a
think about
snowman
that.
on it.
Yeah.
I love that's the best part of the Snowball Derby to see all the cars.
yeah.
I love all the photos.
It's not that difficult. It's so easy to do now. It's not like you actually have to paint the car.
Right.
Right.
Like how long does it take to wrap a car? I mean, it took me an hour.
Right.
Maybe. Like, just put some cool design on
A little
it.
pumpkin.
I hope
Well,
I'm not the only one showing up with pumpkins. Like,
You think you will be?
for me? Yeah, definitely, for sure.
At
you-
least it'll make you stand out.
But then it's like odds, like, oh, who's that weirdo with the pumpkin scheme? Like,
Right.
well, Halloween was 2 days ago. Like, of course I have a pumpkin scheme.
Right.
You wouldn't be the weirdo. You'll be the cool
Oh,
one.
I hope so.
Exactly,
what I hope.
Dave. That's how
what I
you think
hope.
about it.
All right, so I did this real quick while you were talking, but this is David's car. And
Oh, I'm a fan.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
pretty sharp.
awesome.
To be fair, though, that scheme, you could pretty much throw any colors on it and it'll
Yeah,
look
definitely.
good, but
Thank you.
Obviously,
Yeah, but I
like
mean,
the
you
orange.
did some work there because you had to cut all your sponsors again. You know, a guy like my brother, he'd be like, I'm not taking the Nerf bars off.
Yeah, I thought about that. I was like, I don't want to go through this effort. I'm like, no, I gotta go through that.
Right. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Rob. Well done as always, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, it's time for another edition. I don't know why I always have to go over here and double check this. This is like, you want to hear a stupid story? I just told my wife this story the other day.
I love stupid
Okay,
stories.
this is really
All right,
stupid.
we're listening.
Okay.
So I have laundry detail in this house. Okay. So when I, get the little Tide Pods, right, and I put one in, and I start putting the laundry in, and I'm about to close the lid. Did I put the Tide Pod? And I take it all out, and I double check the Tide Pods in. And
Stop.
every freaking time. It's weird. And just like, did you know? I don't know why that segment. I always have to double check and make sure I got the right sponsor here.
Right.
So,
Undiagnosed anxiety disorder.
I got a couple problems. Just went public with him. All good. All right, Glenn Boss Racing. Did you know segment? Here we go. All right, so we were just talking about a little chalk pick of mine, right? So did you know, Diego, that there has been 10 previous champions of the Monaco Modified Series?
Mm-hmm.
And Matt Hirschman has won how many? Wait.
10?
There's been 10 champions crowned.
8.
Wow. Good for you, my friend. That
Yep.
is it. He's won 8 of the 10. Yeah. John McKennedy's won one. Ronnie Williams has won one. And he's in line to win his 9th of 11.
Didn't look like it was going to happen in the early season, but then he turned up the wick.
He came on real strong here towards the end.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have caught up to him. Like, he was dominant. Last year, I pulled up
Do you
his
think
stats.
that's what it is?
He was 50 for, if he showed up to a track, he was 50% chance he was going to win that race.
Right.
He
That's
won
how it's been the past few
50%
weeks.
of the races he went to last year.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Where this year, I mean, the beginning of the year, I think everyone else has stepped up their game to compete against him, and it
Right.
definitely has shown.
Yeah. Crazy. So that is your did you know here? 8 of 10.
I got a question,
batting
though.
800.
When you think about that, though, that's a great stat, right? Do you think that the competitors, you think they caught up to him? Do you think that's what happened? I mean, it's really, he looks so untouchable for so long, or is he just going through an off year and he's still going to win? I don't know.
Well, it's crazy that we could even call us an off year.
Seriously.
But by the numbers, I mean, it technically is.
I mean, even when we have our pickups, we're like, God, do I take Hirschman or not?
Right. It's like, do I want to make this a Hirschman week?
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I think everyone's just gotten so much better. Like, if you look at how close everyone is in that division, they're within a 10th for the top 20. Like,
Right.
I go out for a tire scuff. I'm like, oh, I'll be in good shape. And I'm like 23rd.
Right.
But I'm
Right.
only a 10th off of top 5.
Right.
It's like everyone is so close that I just think everyone has elevated their work on their cars, their
Yes.
programs. They've been doing more time in the shop working on them, and it's showing.
That's unbelievable.
The first 5 races he did not finish in the top 5. And then he's finished first or second the last 4 races.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody's like, did he just wake up and say, oh, shoot, that was wrong the whole time? And here I am, I'm back on top.
Right.
That's it. That's all he had to do.
Right. Right.
And it's like when I was interviewing him, the first time did he finish second or first after the no top 5 streak? I forget if he got the win. Wasn't it that win at Waterford?
You've got me after I changed.
Sorry,
this.
no,
Yeah,
what?
hold on.
Either way,
It was yeah, you're right, exactly.
yeah.
right.
Either
Yep.
way, when I talked to him, I was like talking about how like, oh, it's an off year. Like, are you going to get through it? And it's like, ooh, he kind of took it personally. Like, now he's off the rip, and I don't even know what to ask him every
Hey,
week.
can I tell you something real quick? Because the public, I don't know, they look at Matt Hirschman and they either think he's a really weird guy
Right.
that could drive really good, or they think he's a really weird guy that could drive really good. But I can tell you this, I pitted alongside of him at the Racers Honoring Racers, my first ever tour type race up at Claremont. I don't know him from Adam. I know who he is. I know he's really badass. And I am out of practice, and I am getting my butt whipped. And I'm watching him in practice. I'm sitting, so he comes in. he's kind of in the back of his trailer, and I say, hey, Matt, I don't know if you know me, but I'm Diego Monahan, and this is my first tour type race here. When do you hit the gas? Right, because he just looks so effortless. And he says, Diego, I know who you are. These aren't SK modifieds. He says, you hit the gas when the wheels are going straight. I go out to second practice. I'm like, 7th fastest out of 30 cars. And I finished second in the heat race. The moral of the story is he really is a good guy. You know, he's a racer's racer, you know, and he loves to race cars. He's at racetracks. And if I had to judge him on what I know of him, I think he would probably help anybody that if they had enough courage just to go up and ask him and talk to him, he's willing to help you because it makes racing better. And he's that guy.
He's not a bad guy. I've talked to him several times.
Yeah.
And but he does not he doesn't have that in his DNA where you would think like, oh, that's somebody friendly, I'll go over there and talk to him. Like he's got his game face on.
Obviously, I was very desperate.
Yeah, well, you talk to anybody. You will also talk to anybody.
Yeah, but I was desperate. I'm like, who else to ask but this guy?
Go to the top.
Go to the top and see what the hell he's doing.
He reminds me of Keith Rocco in that sense where he's at the track, he's got his game face on, he's always thinking, he's always trying to get that edge that the other guys aren't, you know, maybe looking at, or, you know, like he always just seems like the gears are always going in there, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so it's not, he's one of the best of our
Well, you know what it
generation,
is too with him? I don't think, and I don't care what anybody says, you know, he doesn't really see anybody as competition. You know what I mean? Like, he's not worried if it's Woody Pickett, David Arute. He doesn't care who you are. Teddy Christopher, it doesn't matter with him. Where, you know, like when I was coming through like that race, for example, and I'm banging with Andy J, I'm like, oh my God, what the hell is going on here? So, but at any rate, great guy to race with, super racer. Congratulations to a great career so far, and he's looking to seal it up this weekend.
So listen, while we're on the topic, why don't we do a little mid-state site development point break and check out what we got here. Let me drop the old scroll once again so we can get a nice clean look at what's happening. So the only two left we have here on the touring ones that we watch is going to be taken care of here as we go to the Haunted 100. Hirschman leading the Monaco Modifieds over Woody and Ronnie, and Gabe Brown with the lead over Remy's boy DJ Shaw and Gluchaki over.
So both Remy's boys.
So so that's what's going to be going down here at Seekonk. Justin clinched, and the other ones all clinched the previous week. So that's what's happening. It's winding down here. You can take that off, Rem. All right, let's keep rolling, shall we? It's time for Sydney's favorite part of the show, the Critical Signs Weekly Pick'ems. Let's get it up.
Wow.
Oh,
all
no
red for
way.
You.
No
That's crazy.
way.
The streak is broken.
There is not a chance.
I didn't go back and count, but there was a good 7 or 8 weeks where I got at least one.
Yeah, for
right.
real.
Hey, at least I'm in the 20s. That's all I care about.
I was close. My man Randy Burr. If I just picked race 2, I would have got there.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm picking first, right?
Yeah. Before we get to that, though, and I meant to bring this up in our pre-race, pre-live show stuff, but we were having such in-depth conversations with our man David. I forgot to bring this up. So what do you guys think of this? We still have, so this is basically the last week of the Pick'ems.
Right.
But we have 2 shows left. So what if we'll do our picks for the Haunted 100? There's 3 races. And then next week, why don't we revisit our picks for the track champions? We pick the champions for all the tracks, all their weekly divisions, Seekonk, Thompson, Waterford, and Stafford. And to make it spicy, we'll go double points.
Yeah, let's do that.
No, I'm not. Hold on.
Sure.
Hold on a second.
What's the matter? Are you scared?
Don't even start with that. You didn't want to reset the points.
Why would I reset the
Did
points?
we already pick champions?
Yeah, we did.
Yep.
You're
I
done.
forgot even who I picked. Here.
Yeah, me too. And I know they
a
weren't
couple.
good.
Sid,
I
you
know they
already
weren't
looked
good.
this up. You know.
I will say that everybody did pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, whatever. Anything for the
Let's do
show.
it.
Anything for the show. I'm not going to halt this train of skepticism.
Oh, now he's all Mr. Skeptic.
Double points.
Yep. Double points for the champions.
Double points.
All righty. I guess I better make these picks pretty good because I don't know who I picked for the title.
All right, buddy. That's what will make it fun. You have no idea.
All right, and to make sure I do good, I am going Chalk City on these 3 picks.
All right, go
There's
for it.
no Chalk City for these 3 picks.
Oh, yes, there is.
No, there's not.
Oh,
find
yes,
it.
there is.
All right, let's go.
Monaco Modified Tri-Track Series. Matt Hirschman.
That's not a chalk.
How is it not a chalk?
Were you not here the last 10 minutes? We
Yeah,
were
but that's
talking?
not a chalk.
He's finished top 2 in the last 4.
Not at this race. I mean,
Not at this race.
And last race of the year.
Yeah.
We got all winter to rebuild our cars.
For real.
Go ahead.
I'm going with Hirschman. Actor. I'm going with DJ Shaw.
That's not a chalk either. Okay, go ahead.
And Seekonk Open Street Stock. Boy, do I have no idea who's running. But I saw a familiar name in last year's entry list, and so I went Ryan Lynham.
Wow, pretty good.
Hopefully he runs it.
Remy, look at you. You actually got one right, and you don't have to go last.
And this is when I want to go last. Okay. So I'm going with Open Street Stocks. I'm hoping Ryan Lynham is going to be racing.
So you,
Praying to God.
Oh, this is good for me. This is good for me.
Mouth.
Remy, you're just going to cement
Shut
yourself
it.
in last
Shut
place.
It. Shut it.
This is why you're in last.
I'm changing my Monaco tour pick right
I know, but
now.
Why didn't you change that pick to something different than what Rob just picked?
Because he will probably win. I need at least to that point. Relax.
She doesn't understand how the game
No.
works.
No. I don't think you understand.
I'm in the lead by 10. What are you
You
talking
didn't
about?
anything. You still didn't get any right.
Oh, now you're talking smack.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Settle down,
So pick
Sparky.
Matt Hirschman now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just get Rob's sheet and
just
read off
take-
what
yeah,
he picked.
Pick Matt
Just pick
Hirschman
Matt
and pick
Hirschman.
DJ Shaw.
Go ahead.
Listen. Okay. Act. Gay Brown. All right.
Yeah.
And then.
Decent counter.
Okay. I'm gonna go
Matt Hirschman.
Ronnie Williams.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Thanks for securing my win.
Am I next, Sid, or you?
No,
No, I'm next because you went first last week and you shouldn't have,
okay, that's good. I like that.
right?
Yeah. Whatever you can take to try to catch me, guy.
I'm not going to catch you.
Correct.
Possibly.
Yeah, but if we do double points with those championships, Diego, I mean,
All right.
you never know.
I'm going Open Streeters, Corey Fanning.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay? I'm going Tri-Track, Kyle Bonsignor.
Damn it.
Oh, that was one of my backup picks.
Okay?
Not bad.
Actor, this is a sleeper, but not even a sleeper. You ready?
Yeah.
Joey Pole.
You picking him again? Well, the last time you picked him, he didn't even race?
He's racing this one. I checked the list.
Okay. All right.
I'm being told to watch the last lap of the 2019 Haunted 100.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that might be a bad omen if I view that before this race.
I wouldn't watch it.
No, I don't think so. I'm just gonna, yeah.
All right. I'm going with Doug Benoit in the open street stock race because he asked if we were filming, I could put a camera in his car. Now we're not filming him, but at least I know he's going to be in the race.
And he was in the top 4 championship, too.
Yeah. Picking my man David Arute.
Wow.
Whoa, bro.
Is that like bonus points?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
If you win, will you do a little dance?
If I win, I'm going to burn the car down.
Yes!
Can I come and film it? That would be good content.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be classic.
Insane.
You heard it here.
I do like that
Listen,
track. That is one of my favorite
He
tracks.
likes the track. He said he was fast. He just needed a little bit longer of a race. Here we
longer
go.
race.
That's what you
Who
got.
picked Corey Fanning, Diego? It was you?
Oh, he's kicked out.
He's
for-
kicked out for 1 year.
Oh, my God.
Hey, good job by you.
Oh, jeez.
Good job,
Sid's like, oh, that's a great pick.
He's erasing it off his board right now.
That's a great pick, Diego.
I'm going Gluchaki in the Ack race. All right. So that'll do. We will we'll have a little more fun with this for a couple more weeks. What an entertaining segment, huh?
Damn.
Oh, and now we have a really fun one coming up now. It's time. Hold on. Let me get set up here because I get so excited I start.
I am so excited.
All right. It's time for Riley Generator's Pop Culture Minute.
Why do you guys keep staring at me?
All right, as you know, it's Halloween's coming up Thursday.
This ought to be good.
So, I don't know if you people know this, but our man Diego is a legendary Halloween costume kind of guy.
Love him.
Okay? So, this is a little picture of Diego. Go ahead, throw that up. That's Diego and his wife, Rachel, as Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, look at that outfit.
And Miss Elizabeth. How many years ago was that?
God.
A while back, right?
How great is that outfit?
So it's funny because I was going to do this as maybe a Did You Know segment, but I said, you know what? I needed some pop culture. Oh, yeah, that's how he did it, right? So, but Diego, were you aware that Randy Savage was a minor league baseball player?
Come on.
So that's him, Randy Popoff. So his brother in wrestling, I don't know if you know Leapin' Lanny Poffo, who was later on, I believe, the Genius was another gimmick of his. That was his brother in real life.
Wow.
And he played professional baseball, Cincinnati Reds organization. In the back of that card there, it says, has improved his swing by dropping his elbow, which is kind of weird. You're not supposed to drop your elbow, I didn't think.
Right.
Looking to increase his power by adding more weightlifting to his workouts. Naturally a righty, Randy had to learn to throw southpaw after an injury. And then if you look at the fun fact there in the bottom right, it says Randy's father is a professional wrestler.
That's unbelievable.
Is that crazy?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So this is a little.
Where would they make a card like that?
I mean, they made them for all the
I was a
prospects back in the day. Well, this is early 70s. 70, that's 73, 74.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's like before you were born. It goes back a while. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
From Columbus, Ohio, 6'1", 195 pounds. Switch hitter, it says here. Bats righty and lefty. Throws lefty, yeah. He was my favorite back in the day. We're dating ourselves, but I was a wrestling fan in the Hulk Hogan era. I know we got Fran and Keeter and a bunch of wrestling fans.
My analogy
in the chat.
to racing is always with wrestling and racing, because you need those guys.
Yeah.
Right?
Personalities.
The personalities, you need them.
Oh, you need them.
Yes.
They put asses in seats. All the people still watch wrestling. You know it's fake.
Yeah, right on.
I still tune in.
All right, let's check out what's on tap here. Let's have a little root beer float from our friends over at Myers Creamery. Check out what is on tap. Oh, I didn't press that thing. Come on, Remy. Where am I at? There it is.
I love that
got you.
noise.
I know. It's actually just me pouring a beer in the back.
All right, so Haunted 100, as we said, Monaco Mods, Act Tour, Open Streeters, and then Thompson's got their old flea market and swap.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, are you really?
Yeah, maybe me and Hovey are going to go on Friday morning. He don't know that yet.
Yeah.
We're going to go. I got a nice little shopping cart. I'll go shopping around. Yeah, I enjoy that stuff.
All right. Me and Remy are passing notes in class. All right. So, so you are, what are you doing this weekend? Rachel's birthday.
It's my wife's birthday on
So you will not be at the Haunted 100.
It's a big deal.
Or the swap meet.
I'm gonna try to go to the swap meet Friday.
Okay.
That's what I love, that thing. Listen, I'm a marketplace guy.
Yeah.
So that place is like live marketplace.
Right.
I love it.
All right. Well, listen, as always, so we got to the end of the year. We should bring this up, right? So as a podcast group, Diego is batting 0.
For what?
Going to the racetrack with the crew.
I know, you're such a fake fan,
You didn't go to
Diego.
Thunder Road.
It's a
You didn't go
long
to
drive.
Seekonk when we went.
I go on my own.
You went to Stafford once, hung
He all
out in
goes
your
to
brother's
Waterford.
trailer the whole time.
He's at Waterford all the time.
I
Yeah.
watch every Waterford. I went to Cletus Where were you? You guys didn't go to Cletus.
How'd you miss that?
How did you miss
The most
Cletus?
entertaining thing
I
you
was
could
in.
possibly see.
Listen,
It was great.
I was in Charlotte interviewing Steve Park. I believe that's an excused absence.
Fro?
Yeah, I don't know.
Dork.
I was probably like watching TV.
You're such a freaking Gen Zer.
No, I am going to make it. Hold on. I am going to make an honest attempt because all those races you spoke about,
Yeah.
I'm going to go to. Maybe you guys can get me. If you got me on your press passes, maybe I'd go.
You gonna run a camera and do some work?
No, I'll just talk to people.
And that's the whole reason we got the pass.
We can do that without you. All right, listen. Live chat. Get ready. Busy Bee Learning Center. Let's find out who won the week.
Who are you? Who are you?
Man, that was like an echo effect right there. That was crazy.
All right, here's who I got. I got Justin Bonsignor winning his 4th Tour Championship in dominant fashion. Erica Canfield getting her first career win at the Speedbowl. Ryan Lynham remaining undefeated in the sweep of the Open Street Stock race at the Bowl this year. And John Yagman returning to the Bowl and winning for the first time since 2017.
To me, there's you named off a bunch, but it's hard not to take Bonsignor on this one.
Oh, very good.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
See, we were calling the shots saying you were going to pick Canfield 100%.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Before you got here.
No,
were
you guys
conspiring.
do this stuff before I come in. Oh, let's see what Diego's gonna say.
Listen, don't spend 20 minutes in the bathroom.
For
We don't have all
real.
this time
For
to talk.
real.
You're not here.
I was taking care of your bathroom. You guys are something else. You know that?
That's a good pick, though. I'll go Justin as well.
Fro, you
Mark
were
it
in on
down.
that?
Yeah, of course.
I thought you were my boy. What the hell?
Well, I was just predicting, okay? No. You know, I had nothing against you. I just, I kind of believe that you probably were going to pick Canfield, but you proved us all wrong today.
Yeah.
So joke's on us.
Yep.
Well, what do you got?
Me?
Rams?
I'll be open. It's a good one, too.
I'll say Ryan Lynham.
Yeah.
Not bad.
That's my pick,
I
too.
didn't say. Did I say I took Bonsignor?
You said
Yes.
it's hard not to pick him.
I didn't say I picked him, though.
Oh, my God. Here it comes. Here comes the Canfield. Actually, I want Erica Canfield.
Right? I didn't say. Did you guys hear me say I picked him?
I mean, I guess not, but
Anyway,
got?
David, what do you got?
I would say Bonsignor. And do you guys think it brings him into the discussion of best of our time period? Best modified driver? Or is Hirschman still that top dog?
Jeez.
I mean, Hirschman's been in how many races
know.
with Bonsignor? I mean, I know Bonsignor doesn't go to the tri-track races. He did race the
But-
Smart Tour race, swept.
Right, you
Slow
can
through.
make the argument in both ways, right? Justin only races the tour almost exclusively, other than he did the Smart Tour, but that was really a rarity.
Yep.
And Hirschman is borderline dominant on everything but the tour. He's never really had dominant runs on the
4
tour.
NASCAR Modified Tour Championships.
Yeah.
Where there's 4
Well,
guys
you
that
know,
have that.
Yeah,
the difference. They're two different people, though.
yeah.
You know, Hirschman is his own crew chief. Justin, there's nothing to take away from Justin, but he's as good as a car as Ryan Stone gives him.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. That's not to say he's not a great driver, because he's great. Two different people. You know what I mean? The 60, whether it's on the tour, whether it's on the tri-track, whether it's in that yellow and red car, it doesn't matter which one. It's always really, really competitive. But I don't know if that sways in one way or another because I remember Justin would get in Art Berry's car, he'd be good.
Yeah, won a championship in it.
Yeah, but when he went to tri-track races, did they run any of those? I thought I remember.
The tri-track.
No,
was
he
around
would come
when
and run open races
He
after
ran in a
COVID.
Page car for a little bit. And
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. I forgot about that.
I don't
And
know
he-
if the 51's ever. I don't think the 51's ever been in an open
Right.
mod race at Stafford.
But I thought I remember him running open races at Stafford post-COVID in Art Berry's cars. I thought that was happening, but maybe not. But I don't know. That's a tough call.
You're in an SK for a little bit in a Berry car.
Yeah.
The 21, the red 21.
Yeah.
That was a short time.
yeah, Corshade saying Bonsignor's won 20% of the mod tour races he has entered in his career.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
a hard stat to argue with. I don't know if Hirschman topped that, but we're also talking about like the top of the mod
He's
ladder.
been in the mod tour for a long time.
Right.
Bonsignore.
Yeah, he's really damn good, man. I mean, man, he's really, really good. It's so hard. It's so hard to be that good. I mean, the average fan can't even comprehend what it takes to be at that level and winning weekly. So it's a toss-up to me. I mean, Bonsignore is nasty. He is nasty. I don't know. But I'm not picking him.
No?
I'm not going to pick him this
Oh.
week because
Are
you
you
guys
kidding
want to
me?
be jerk faces.
What?
I'm not going to pick him.
Jerk
Oh
faces.
my
Yep.
God!
So who am I going to pick?
I swear
Lay
to
it on me.
God.
Erica Canfield, baby!
Oh my God.
Can I get a hell yeah?
So exactly what we
No.
No.
we thought you were. Exactly.
Nothing against Erica, but Diego, I mean, this is just so typical. So par for the course. It's painful.
I love it. I love this show.
It's such a dork.
Shall I read the winners off?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
All right. We got LA Dodgers with 1 vote.
That's messed up, man.
Sid, I knew you weren't going to be happy about that. I'll be Ovid. That's the correct pronunciation, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, with 1 vote. Erica Canfield now shoots up to 2 votes with the last-minute play there. Ryan Lynham with 2. And the winner of the week this week, he ran away with it. Justin Bonsignore with 7 votes.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
All right, so I was just doing some. I just did some quick math here while we were doing that. So there has been 56 tri-track races, and Matt Hirschman has won 21 of them. So
All right,
That's almost at his 50% mark.
That
Yeah,
is
we're talking
pretty
50.
disturbing.
Yeah, so that I don't know what that percentage is, but
Does
It's
that
at
equal?
least
Does that
40.
equal at least 260,000?
listen, when it comes time to do math,
That's a lot.
that means the show's over. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Had a blast as always. Don't forget to follow us on socials. We'll have all kinds of stuff for you every morning. We have a different reel for you to check out. Diego, do us a favor, my friend, and give us some shout-outs.
Hell yeah, I'd love to, Sydney. Thanks to Belltown Motors for the weekly update. Of course, Waddell Communications for the Nostalgia Nugget. Yesteryear Racing League for the Popcorn Stat Chat. Thanks, Glenn Boss Racing for Did You Know? Of course, Critical Signs for my favorite weekly pick'ems. Riley Generators, thank you for the Pop Culture Minute. Mid-State Site Development, thanks for the Point Break. Myers Creamery for What's on Tap. Of course, longtime sponsor, Busy Bees Learning Center for Who Won the Week. Special thanks to Monaco Ford for the results ticker, and of course, Serve Pro for the chalkboard chatter. Can't forget Seekonk Grand Prix for firing up the hot seat. I want to thank special guests. An honor tonight to have Waterford Speedway's own David Arute. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Thanks for having me on, guys. It was a blast.
Hell yeah, it's been great. Of course, I want to thank Vault Productions for this kick-ass studio. Last but not least, I say it every week, but we couldn't do it without you guys. You podcast members rock. The live chat rocks. Keep watching. Keep being informed. Thanks for supporting us.
All right,
Peace.
everybody. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off
That's
there,
all
buddy.
right.
Yeah, Haunted 100 this weekend. Have a happy Halloween. Happy birthday, Rachel. Talk about it all next week. See you later.